Hello world! GlamSlay and Kirk are back, and we just returned from a 9-day sailing on the Carnival Venezia, and we wanted to share our experience and debunk everything that people were saying about this ship.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Yeah, we just return as we landed. We just came back from our trip, and a lot of people were saying many different things prior to us leaving. You know, we watched a lot of videos, just as a lot of you guys do now before you leave and go on a trip. And some of those things, you know, we just did not feel happen the same way, or you know, just for some things that we felt like we want to talk about.
Let us preface this, though. We are first-time cruisers. We had never been on a ship before. We have really good friends that sail all the time. They go on Norwegian. They go on Carnival. They love it. They love cruises. I know a lot of people that love cruises. And Kirk and I were Vegas experts. We could take you to Vegas and back with our eyes closed. Kirk is not a big fan of the all-inclusive thing. I've done it a couple times. He's not a fan. He went to Cancun, didn't like the food.
Food was horrible.
We're foodies, you guys. So if you're watching this video and you're a foodie, please stay tuned because we're going to talk about the food. We heard a lot of things about Carnival. We heard one that it's a party ship. That is, I will agree with that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, you can definitely get your party on.
You could definitely, I could see it. We heard that it was a little ratchet. I could definitely see that.
Definitely.
We heard that it has the best food of all cruise lines. I have not been on another cruise, but I highly disagree with that, and I want to go on another cruise because I want to see, because if Carnival is the best cruise food, we have a problem. Like, I don't know that we'll make it. But
I don't know if it could be the best. I think there's definitely probably some other options out there.
No, and we're going to dive into that, but I feel like this was really important, and I want to preface this with saying, like, we are not here to bash Carnival.
Not bashing it.
The staff on Carnival, we both have CX, customer experience backgrounds, and I will say that Carnival has probably some of the best staff that I've ever come across vacationing. Forget cruise, just vacation, period. So this is not a bashing Carnival. This is, like, you have to watch to hear what we're going to say, because there's going to be good, bad, and different. You're going to find out, will we cruise again on Carnival? Will we cruise at all? We're going to tell you at the end. But we felt that it was really important because as a mom and as somebody that reads reviews, researches, we have talked about going on a cruise for a long time. We were very leery. We watched several YouTube videos like y'all are doing now. And I was nervous. Like, I was nervous. And even after I booked the trip and it was locked in, I said to Kirk a couple times, like, should we cancel this just based on things we were seeing? Right. And oddly enough, when we stopped in Nassau, we were at the beach, and I came across a couple with my friend and our kids when they were swimming that said they almost canceled their cruise on the Venezia based on what they had also heard. And when I told them that we had a YouTube channel, the mom said, please do this. Like, please help people that are booking this. So if you have the Venezia booked, don't cancel your trip. If you've been on the Venezia and you agree with us, definitely comment down below. If you don't agree with us, you might have had a different experience. That's cool too. This is really just to help people that have never cruised before, that the Venezia might be your first cruise, or maybe you're going on a different Carnival ship, and this might help you.
Yeah, so a couple things that we heard were just first things first. Should we start with pros, cons? What should we start with? The cons?
Let's start with the pros, because I feel like people might think this is very negative, and it is not. We had a great time. Like, let's just say, like, we chose cruising. Let me explain to you why we chose cruising. My son won't get on a plane. So the fact that we were able to drive to New York, board a ship in New York City without him having to go on a plane was a really big perk. Also, we had friends that were traveling that are his friends as well, and it made it easy that they had, you know, we knew folks on the
It made sense
cruise.
for her to make that first family trip that way.
Aw, ship. It's a family trip.
So start with some pros. So I guess we could start with let's start with the embarkation process.
Okay. Yeah.
Many people said that we sailed out of New York Pier 88, right across the street from the Javits Center. We felt like it was easy. I mean, got pulled up right into the right up at the pier, right on time. You know, we had an early boarding, so what were we, second or third time that was available? Second time available, so it was I think it was 11:30. So we got there, pulled up about 10 o'clock. Literally pulled right up, gave our bags to the porters, which was extremely simple. Walked
tag
right
your
in.
bags.
Yep, tag your bags. Print them prior to and tag them. And walked right in. You know, everybody greeted us, very happy, excited for us to be boarding. And we just walked right through. You know, gave all of our information that we needed to provide: passports, birth certificates, things of that sort, other ID that was needed. And literally walked right through. I mean, it took us the whole process of even getting through customs, and walking into and waiting for the pier and waiting for our numbers to be called, to our group to be called to board the ship, might have been 15 minutes tops, and it probably was a little less, honestly. It took us more time giving our bags to the porters than it did to get through customs. You know, so
yeah. And I will say, just to add to that, people were trying to scare me because Kirk and I have birth certificates. I have a 10-year-old son that does not.
I have a passport.
Passports.
We have passports, and he has a birth certificate.
He has a birth certificate. Everyone's like, good luck. You're going to get stuck. They're not going to let you. Newsflash. If you are going on a closed loop cruise, which is you leave from one place and you return to another place, you don't need a passport. You just need a birth certificate. It is a plus to have a passport. I will say, we'll tell you on the way back, it was much like you just go through. But we were fine. They checked my son's birth certificate. They checked our passports, and we cruised on by. I will tell you, we've had worse experiences at an airport. So anyone that's telling you that embarkation is a nightmare in New York, I don't know what they're doing. They're probably not paying attention and following direction like a normal person would do.
Right. So that was, yeah. So that whole process was very easy for us, and then actually physically getting on the ship. They called them each by group. Obviously, priority boarding and platinum members, diamond members, suites. They went first, and then they called us not too long right after. And we were able just to walk right on the ship. I mean, walk through the first set of, I don't know what they were, I guess customs agents or whatever, but whoever worked for the pier. Walk past that first level, and then once we walked past them, the dogs sniffed the bags, and we really walked right on. Yeah, people getting busted.
Don't bring anything in your suitcase.
There's just no reason for that.
It's like common sense. You're gonna get busted. They pulled a group of moms out of the line. Like, don't act crazy.
Like, why are you carrying?
Please don't.
With you? No reason. To do that.
But yeah, it was very easy. Like, you step back, they tell you what to do.
Right.
The dog goes by, and you move on.
Yeah, and we were on the ship again. That process itself, even the dogs checking in, we had one group ahead of us. Even that was maybe 10 minutes tops. So I mean, total once we got through customs, initially we're walking to the front door and walking that first layer of customs. I mean, total maybe 35 minutes, 40 minutes. And we were walking onto the ship, and then once we got on, I mean, we started our vacation.
The ship is beautiful.
Ship is gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
And
people said it was dirty. That is false. I am a germphobe. We are hotel snobs. Like, let's just put it out there.
For sure.
The ship is stunning. It is not a Carnival ship. It was owned by Costa. It was what?
And Carnival bought
it. It is stunning from floor to ceiling. It is stunning. It was clean. There were people cleaning.
They were cleaning
every time you turned around. Someone was cleaning
all the time, constantly vacuuming the floors, mopping the floors, cleaning, wiping off tables, clearing glasses, cups, and plates and things like that. You know, every single, like, everywhere you look, they were cleaning stuff down and wiping things down. So that whole, definitely debunking the cleanliness of the ship. You know, they kept it in pretty good standing throughout. And that's a good segue into the staff in general. The staff in general, from what we've experienced, was impeccable.
Yeah.
They were really attentive. They were welcoming. They were always happy to help for the most part. I think I've only encountered maybe one or two people that were not as welcoming and willing to help, and those folks were a few bartenders that just seemed like they just were just there just to be there. You know, maybe they didn't get a couple tips or something from a couple previous people, but I mean, we tip well, so for those people that didn't get tip from me for that, that's on y'all.
Bring cash.
But
Like, bring cash. They love cash. The first person that we encountered, staff on the ship, when you get on the ship, go to deck 10. That is where you're going to want to be when you sail out of New York for the Venezia.
Yeah.
You have the best view of the Statue of Liberty. You're going to see all the buildings. It is a great view. The pool is there. That is on the aft of the ship, which is the back. The first person that we encountered was Earl. Shout out to Earl.
Yeah,
you were the best. He was the nicest man. Asked if we needed anything.
Yeah.
He
Took
said
pictures for us.
He said, "Stay right here because this is the spot that you're going to see the Statue of Liberty. I'm going to come back and I'm going to take your picture." He came back. Like,
Yeah.
I gave him some cash because he was just so attentive. Like, take care of the folks that are taking care of you because it is important to them.
Yeah.
Like, they live on this ship for 6 to 8 months at a time. He remembered Logan's name. I went back several times to that area to get towels. He helped me get towels. He asked how my son was. Like, he was so great. So that was the first impression, which was, it blew me away. I am a huge service person, reviews, like everything. And he set the tone for the trip, I feel like.
Yeah. It only got better.
It got better. Then we met Randall.
Yep.
So Randall, we love you. Shout out Randall if you're watching. Randall was our room steward. So every floor has stewards. These people clean your room, stock your room, make your bed. Like, they do it all. So I actually brought thank you cards, and every day I left him a note with like affirmations, some money, like just things that we appreciate you. Make sure you're doing that.
Any requests that we had, things
Any
like
requests, like the first day we were there, we asked for a mattress topper. We asked for one for my son's bed, for him to make up the bed. He did it right away. I mean, he left us towel animals. They all do. So make sure you take care of them. He like greeted us every morning by name, asked us if we needed anything. He was amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, overall, also had a couple of wait staff from El Villaggio.
El Viaggio.
El Viaggio, yeah.
Yeah.
El Viaggio.
Get that Italian right.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I had my notes down. We said Randall, we said Earl, Joel was a bartender that was at the Pergola bar.
Yeah, you were
he was super
him.
cool. Yeah, super cool guy. Timmy, I don't know how to say her whole name, but I would butcher it. But Timmy from Il Viaggio, she was great. She was our waitress for our first night.
We went there twice.
Yep. So, yeah. So wait staff, I think our service staff overall was really great. I mean, and Mark Hugh, the cruise director, I mean, the hype is real.
It is real.
The hype is real.
People follow this man to cruises, and I was like, how good can he be? He is it, okay? Yeah. He is everything. So if you are going on a cruise and you have Mark Hugh as your cruise director,
you should get excited.
Get excited. He is everything. The energy, the friendliness, the efficiency. He left my son a handwritten letter and a medal on the last day with cookies and treats and, telling him how great it was to meet him. High fives, hugs, pictures. Just like every morning he comes on the speaker and he says good morning and tells you about your day. And then he says, okay, bye. I don't do it as good as my son, but he is everything. He made the whole cruise.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark Hugh is, like I said, the hype is real. So,
but I do want to just pause for a second because I did forget one other thing. If you go to the buffet, like I have to share this story because I was floored. I took my son to the buffet. He wanted a muffin, okay? He wanted a chocolate chip muffin. There were no chocolate chip muffins. I walked up and down every buffet. The man behind the buffet heard my son say, I want a chocolate chip muffin. He said, Miss, are you looking for a chocolate chip muffin? I was like, oh, yeah, it's okay. He goes, stay right there. I'll be right back. And he comes out of the back with a plate with 2 muffins on it, chocolate chip for my son, and handed him, fist pumped him, and said, there you go. I was floored. Like, that's the kind of service that we have taught to teams, that we share, like, that experience. That is next level. And I was just so, like, Carnival, A+. Like, you're doing it right with your staff, and I just hope that they treat them well, because
the service was not never a question. The service was never a question. Next I have restaurants, so food overall. I mean, we had some negatives, but we'll get to the negatives in a moment. We're talking about the pros here. 2 main pros for food. You have Guy's Burger Joint. Great. I mean, the burgers were consistent. We didn't really get the specialty burgers. I got the ringer that was kind of but just the other regular smash burgers that you get with just, cheese, or what was it, white American cheese, I think, too. I mean,
it's worth the hype.
It's worth waiting in line for. The lines are always packed,
but the lines move fast. So at Guys, it moves fast. They get you through. They give you a burger and they give you fries.
But it was good though. It was good. Those are worth it. Yeah, those are
Tomodora.
Tomodora was good. Yeah, they were.
So that, for anybody that is Carnival connoisseurs, y'all know that Tomodora is usually blue iguana on other Carnival ships. It's Tomodoro because Venezia is an Italian ship. They have breakfast burritos, which Kirk got. I didn't. And they have tacos. I had chicken tacos there. They're good. They're small. Would I say that they're like
street tacos?
They're the best tacos? No, but they were good. I had it twice, I think.
Yeah, the breakfast burrito was solid too. It was it was worth it. And the next I have Il Viaggio. I mean, that's the best restaurant on the ship, if you ask me. I don't know about you. What do you think?
I would say I think so. We ate there the first night. If you book,
we didn't do the teppanyaki though.
We didn't.
But
if you book Il Viaggio the first night of your cruise, you get a free bottle of wine. The wine was excellent, but my son loved Il Viaggio so much and hated the main dining room, so we ended up booking Il Viaggio for our last night on the ship. Was it our last night? I think it was. Or second to last?
Second to last night. Yeah.
Because we loved it so much. It was absolutely fabulous. The service was exquisite. I would say definitely. We also ate at Bonsai Sushi, and that was exquisite.
That was good too, yeah.
Fresh sushi. The steak was better than the steakhouse.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for steak, don't go to Fahrenheit 555 or whatever it's called. Don't. Go to Bonsai Sushi and order the steak there.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the main dining room a little bit? Because I feel like everybody's going to go there.
No, because that's a con, and we'll talk about that afterwards. Yeah. Getting off the ship. Let's talk about getting off. Well, did you like Java Blue coffee?
It's fine. The staff was very nice there again.
I just like the chocolate cake.
It was good. It was fine. There are
chocolate cake was good.
Like Royal Caribbean has Starbucks. I would much prefer Starbucks.
I would much prefer
over Java Blue, but it was fine. It did the job. I got cold brew. I got lattes after I realized they had oat milk. I
do wish I had a milkshake from there. I didn't try the milkshake.
Yeah. Logan was mad about that. They have free pastries in the morning at Java Blue, so like if you don't want to wait in the big mess, you can go to Java Blue, get your coffee, and get a croissant.
I wish they did like big egg and cheese or something.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I feel like we're forgetting another restaurant, are we?
No, not from the pros that I think of.
Oh,
not
Sea Day Brunch.
The Sea Day Brunch and the Seafood Shack too.
Yes, so Sea Day Brunch, I loved it. Another place where the service my son wanted.
I'm getting mixed up with the Sea Day Brunch. Yeah.
So the Sea Day Brunch, you can go only on sea days, obviously. We got there pretty early, got right in. I think we waited like 5 minutes. So you have to book the reservation on your phone, on that Carnival app. Make sure you download that app. We are going to make a separate video of GlamSlay's like tips and tricks and things that you must pack on your cruise. So I'll touch on that in that one. But Sea Day Brunch, like, again, my son wanted Cinnamon Toast Crunch. The man brought him 2 bowls of it, right? They cater to kids. Like, they will make sure that you're happy, make sure the kids are happy. I got pancakes and turkey bacon, I think.
Yeah.
Is that what I got?
I don't remember.
I think so. And like a home fry, and it was delicious. It was fresh. It was no complaints. You got a juice, like a pressed.
I mean, it was just average to me. The C-Day brunch was average to me.
I think it's better than the buffet.
I definitely better than buffet for sure. But it was just average for me. If you went,
we
cool,
can
if
agree
not,
to disagree.
Yeah, it was all right. What was the other one?
I think that was it.
No,
right?
that's Seafood Shack.
Seafood Shack.
Seafood Shack was solid. Yeah, Seafood Shack was good.
Oh, we forgot the pizza.
I had Seafood Shack. I had a pound of crab legs. It was great. But they didn't give the crackers for us. That was. But I think it's because I was on the last day, so I don't know. But it was good.
Pizza del Capitano.
Yeah.
It was good.
It was up and down.
If you're gonna get the pizza, get the pepperoni. It's the best one.
I think it was inconsistent.
It was.
Yeah. If you got the pizza when it came out right then and there, I think you'd very much more enjoy it more than you would if it sat for a little bit, because sometimes they were sitting around for a little bit.
Those are, and by the way, Guy's Burgers, Pizza del Capitano, C-Day Brunch, main dining room, and the buffet are all included in the price of your trip.
Yeah. Specialty
dining is going to be your Il Viaggio, Fahrenheit 555, Seafood Shack, Java Blue, and Bonsai sushi. Those are what it's considered specialty, and you have to pay extra.
Yeah. What was the other one? Getting on and off the ship, like for port days.
Listen.
Getting off the ship, I feel like was always quick and easy.
People, literally, we watch YouTube videos and they're like, "Don't go on this ship, you won't get off." What are y'all doing? Like, I just want to know what y'all are doing.
I do want to know too, because we got off the ship like.
Granted, I have severe OCD. Like, I was diagnosed with OCD at a very young age. I made sure I knew exactly what time was going on. I listened to the announcements. We read the fun times that they put in the mailbox. Pay attention. If you pay attention, you are not going to have a problem. We did not have one issue. I will tell you, our cruise sailed to Miami, Nassau, Freeport, Half Moon Cay, and then back to New York. Miami was a breeze. I think that was probably the easiest. They tell you when it's time to get off the ship. Be ready. And get in line. Just get in line. They scan your card. They make sure you're getting off the ship. We literally left the terminal, walked to the Uber or taxi stand. We literally got in a taxi and we're on Ocean Boulevard by 9 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, getting back on just as easy. I mean, just as easy. But then again, I guess we could say that made sure we came back an hour before. Yeah. The time that they said, 3:30, 3 o'clock. Yeah. So we made sure we were trying to get back on the ship by like 2.
Don't wait till the last.
Don't wait till the last minute. Because then you're gonna get the rush. I mean, that's where the waiting comes into play. Like, if you wait till the last minute, obviously you're gonna be stuck in all the nonsense.
I will say, so Miami was easy. Nassau. Easy as well. We were the first people on Nassau. We were the first cruisers to step foot on Nassau property. They have people taking your picture. You could take your picture in front of the ship, in front of the little boat thing that they put out. We literally got off in Nassau and we walked to Margaritaville. Yeah. We'll touch on that a little bit. If you're going to Nassau as part of your stop, we were going to go to the Atlantis. Kirk and I have both been to the Atlantis before separately in our younger days. My son has never been there, and we thought, what a great time to take him because he won't fly. So we decided against that. You can get a day pass. It's like $500 for 3 people, so it is not bad. Why we decided not to do it is because you only have a limited amount of time from the time you get off the ship to the time you have to get back on. So by the time we had got to the Atlantis, we would have been able to spend 2 hours, and then we would have to turn around and come back.
Just the hustle and bustle of it all.
So it wasn't worth it, right? And I love the Atlantis, so I would rather go on a separate vacation. So we decided to go to Margaritaville Resort. 10 out of 10. I highly recommend this place. I would probably go stay there. You buy a day pass online. I think it was $300 for 3 of us for the day. They have pools, slides, beaches, water sports. You get a lazy river. We ended up doing an excursion on a jet ski, which was amazing. We found like random people that were running a jet ski thing. Our friends did. And so we were able to do jet skis for an hour, which was awesome. So if you're going to jet ski, do it in Nassau because the water is less rough and it is clear. It is crystal clear. It is a great experience. Highly recommend. But Margaritaville, 2 thumbs up. Great for kiddos.
Yeah. But yeah, so getting on and off the ship was pretty easy for us. I will say that when we did get off at Half Moon Cay, getting back on the ship I think was more difficult. Just because everybody was rushing back to get on the ship, even earlier. I mean, we went to go back on the ship like 1:30, and a lot of people were waiting in line to get back on the ship.
See, I think I didn't mind Half Moon Cay, debark, like embark and debark. I think that the line was excessive and it was very hot leaving. Yeah. So I see your point there. I highly disliked Freeport's transportation.
Oh, yeah, no, the buses and whatnot.
You have to get on a bus to go to Freeport. So if you get an excursion, we went to Pirates Cove for the day. That beach is definitely not my favorite.
If you don't get the what was it? Some people got different buses, though.
They got different buses.
Yeah. Some people got, like, the cruise liners, or not cruise liners, the, what do you call them?
Like the limo vans?
Yeah, like the tour buses. And
it was very unorganized. Getting off at Freeport was
school bus.
Very unorganized. It was hot as hell. I did not love the beach, but I loved Pirates Cove. I thought it was really cool. They had a cool bar that was playing tons of music. We had some Bahama beer. My son was able to go on this big water slide. There were hammocks. There was cornhole. I got to hold a pig. It was the highlight of my trip. His name was Oreo. Don't tell the puppies. They're sleeping.
You just told them.
It was super fun. But it definitely wasn't my favorite beach. So do not miss Half Moon Cay because I've been to a lot of beaches around the world and that beach was better than Hawaii. So if you are going to Half Moon Cay, get off the ship and go. It was just the food. No.
Yeah. No, definitely no on the food. Okay. But we'll talk more about that in the cons. Yeah, I guess now we could just talk about kind of like the shows. The shows were good.
Leanne Jarvis. That's all I'm going to say. Do we have any Voice fans out there? If you're a Voice fan, put it down below. We love The Voice. And Leanne Jarvis performed for us on the Venezia. She was a finalist on The Voice UK. Let me just tell you, there were people on the ship that didn't want to go or didn't know what was happening. That was like another highlight of my trip. She is not only stunning, like if you see this girl, she's absolutely gorgeous. She is so sweet. She's from the UK, so I loved her accent, but her voice is just magic. I thoroughly enjoyed that show.
Yeah, no, that show was great. And what was the one? Color Me Blind or something?
Color My World.
Color My World, whatever it is. Color My World, yeah, that was pretty solid too.
It's good. We actually, Logan and I saw, when I was getting him french fries, we saw the girl that was the star singer, and she was so sweet. She had a British accent. She would start talking to him. Wow. She was so nice. The performers are excellent. But Leanne Jarvis took the cake. I absolutely adore her. I am a big fan.
Yeah, the entertainment overall on the ship I think was pretty solid. I mean, we had comedians were pretty solid. We had Leanne Jarvis that put on a great show.
Chris Clark.
The comedian Chris Clark. Yeah. Who else? Some of the events that they had were pretty good. The movies were pretty good that they were showing on the ship. They had the silent disco. That was a lot of fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah, that was great. So yeah, so there were some really good things that Carnival Venezia did do throughout the time as well. That
I want to touch on the movies real quick because that was another thing that I heard bad about Venezia, that people were saying there's nothing to watch on TV. There's no movies. You have to pay for everything. This is a big false. Okay. when you go into your room, you have on demand. There were probably 15 movies that you did not have to pay for.
Yeah.
There were a few nights that we paid for movies because Kirk wanted to watch them. Like, he watched Dune in the room.
That was like $15 cheaper than you would get from home.
Right. So it made sense. And like, when you go back to the room, if you have kiddos and you're going back to the room early, you want something to watch. It wasn't because there was nothing else on. It was because you wanted to watch it. So like, if you want to pay for a movie, you can. But like, we watched Lyle Crocodile. There were several comedy movies on there. They have on demand, like, we're big HGTV people. They had that. They had Food Network. They had Nickelodeon. Do not listen to people. Like, you will be fine. Like,
Carnival's got TV on it.
They have TV, and they also have a lot of entertainment. Like, we enjoyed Impromptu. That was one of the bands that was playing, so we went where they were. They have violinists, which I absolutely love on the ship. You will not be bored.
But yeah, moving into the cons. What do you... these are the funny ones, honestly, because I mean, these are things that we just really did not like. I guess let's get the elephant in the room out and talk about the people. This ship had some of the folks on the ship were questionable.
Yeah.
The
comments that Carnival has ratchet passengers, they're not lying. I think it is not lying. There are some people that I was like, holy cow.
Way that some of these folks were acting on this ship.
The kids were horrid.
The kids absolutely... I mean, I was flabbergasted. My mom would never allow none of that to happen. Ever. I would have got slapped.
To the point where my son turned to me at one point and was like, these kids are so fresh. Like, I mean, it was... Parenting,
like, for me, like, after seeing that, like, parenting is at an all-time low. And, you like, if you're one of those parents, you better get... You need to take a look in the mirror because...
Yeah.
I mean, the kids literally ruined the trip. Like for a lot of people. I mean... Fights every night fights, multiple fights, just being rude, like zero elevator etiquette, like
the emotional intelligence is lacking.
It was just unbelievable. I can't say enough how terrible some of the people on that ship were. And then, I mean, honestly, some of the adults too. I mean, the examples that some of the adults were setting for their children, I mean, you can see why they were acting the way that they were.
Yeah.
So a lot of people out there got to take a look in the mirror. I mean, it's honestly, it's bad and upsetting to see that it's honestly the people of the on the ship that are aiding in giving that, ships like this a bad name, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and videos that we watched did say that the shorter the cruise, the worse it is. If that's the case, I would never go on a 4-day Carnival cruise ever in my life. You couldn't pay me, you couldn't give me a free one. I'm not going. Like, we had a 9-day cruise, so we thought maybe the crowd would be a little better. The kids were terrible. There were teenage fights. They had a shutdown.
They shut down the whole
everything.
Ship
because they had to get security with helmets and bats and like
moved certain parties into different areas so that you could they could keep an eye, security could keep an eye on everyone. Like,
we didn't see any of that. Like, this was stuff that we heard after the fact because we were in our room. Like, I didn't want my son exposed to that. We weren't staying out late. Like, we have a 10-year-old. We were not like out there partying. Kirk was at the casino and piano bar for a night, and he saw some questionable things, but I didn't experience that.
So the people and fights and parenting, I mean, y'all gotta get it together.
Yeah.
And Carnival, honestly, you guys gotta figure something out. You gotta figure something out. Man.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no. I mean, they say there was a curfew. There is no enforcing of that. I saw no enforcing of a curfew for kids being out. That weren't with their parents, you know what I mean? So, it gets to a point where you gotta do something about that. Fahrenheit 555. Don't get the oysters.
Just don't go.
Don't go, but don't get the oysters. I mean, a lot of people were saying that this was like the best steakhouse they've ever been to. I don't know how.
But they were also saying the main dining room is the best, and that is we'll get there next.
Yeah, we'll get there next. But the Fahrenheit 555, not worth your money. You can save some money by not going there. best steak you want to get. Best steak is at Banzai Sushi. But I mean, the atmosphere was stuffy. The service wasn't great. The steak was a miss. I got a ribeye, cooked medium, but a lot of it was rare. And then, you know, GlamSlay here got the strip steak. A lot of it was charred, overcooked. And I mean, it was just a huge miss. So
we're big steakhouse people. We
love steakhouse.
We're foodies in general, and I feel like the only thing that was good for me there was the bread.
Yeah, I mean, the mac and cheese was solid for me, and that was outside of that, it wasn't great.
The wine was good,
and the wine was good. I was about to say we brought it, but no, we didn't bring the wine that time.
It was like, you know, so you can skip that. It is a specialty. It is not worth the money. Yeah. Like, don't even bother.
Save that money for you. Do something different. Go to Il Viaggio twice. Mm-hmm. The pools were not there. First, there's not enough pools for one. Not enough pools, and the pools that they have are extremely small. And ours happen to also be overrun by children. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was just, I mean, even in the Serenity area, which was 18 and over, like, there's no pool over there. They should put a pool there. You know, there's no pool there, but there's 2 hot tubs, but, you know, it's a hot tub and it's also 100 degrees outside. So,
but I will say, for any parents out there, the Serenity deck is literally right behind the water slide. So we spent any days that we were on the ship for sea days, we were at the water slides because my son was having a blast. He didn't want to leave. He gave those 2 thumbs up, 10 stars. Yeah. They are great. The staff is phenomenal. If you watched our other video, I mentioned in there, like, the staff is everywhere. There's 1 staff member at the bottom of the slide, 1 at the top. They make sure no one's running. It is slippery, so please be careful. I almost fell, like, several times, and I kept repeating, don't run, don't run, don't run to the kids. But the Serenity deck, if your kids are at the slides, you can get one of the clamshells right in the Serenity and still face the slides and see them. So we did that a couple times. I enjoyed the Serenity deck. The service up there was great, but it is adults only.
Service is good that for those that come to you, but when you go to the bar there, the bartenders they could, you know what I'm saying, they're just working.
Can we, actually, that's a really good, can we just touch on the drinks quickly since we're talking about that? Yeah, the
drinks were not strong enough.
They're not, you're paying, and they're not even putting alcohol in them.
I mean, man.
Get a wine. Like, if you're at the bar, do not get a Bahama Mama or a Pina Colada or a Strawberry Daiquiri, because they're not putting alcohol in it. They're not giving you double shots if you ask for them either. Like, we asked for double shots on a couple occasions. You did? And yeah, because we had to. And you just weren't getting that. They were get wine, beer, seltzer. Don't bother with the mixed drinks.
Yeah. I mean, they were good, but just not strong enough. You need like 4 or 5 of them things. Yeah. I was going to say temperature of the ship was not consistent. Our room, frosty. Loved that. But throughout the ship, the temperature on the ship was just, I mean, there was times it was just unbearably hot, humid, very hot in the elevators. Elevators were definitely hot. They could definitely pump some air into those areas. Main dining room, or not main dining room, the buffet area. I mean, I don't know how anyone can even stand in there and eat because it was so hot.
This is where I think Kirk and I are gonna agree to disagree, and let me tell you why. Every video I watched on the Venezia said, "This ship is terrible. It's so hot. I couldn't sleep. I brought 16 fans." What? Like, I was paranoid, so I made Kirk order 2 big fans for our room before we left. We didn't even use them. We used them outside.
Well, yeah, because
the room was frozen.
Our room was frosty.
It was. People were saying that they couldn't sleep in their room because it was so hot.
Yeah.
I don't cancel your trip over that. My son and I were literally covered up in blankets. I had a hoodie on. It was so comfortable. I didn't experience what Kirk did as far as, like, temperature being too hot. I'm always cold anyway, so I don't know. But I don't agree with anybody that was talking about this ship being unbearably hot, because I didn't experience that.
I think the ship itself was hot, but our room,
Yeah.
frosty. And even in deck on we were on deck one. Deck one was frosty regardless.
Yeah.
Like no matter anywhere on deck one was definitely cool. I mean honestly you just needed to walk down to your room for a moment just to cool off. Like you do that. I think public bathrooms were gross for me for most of the times. The men's bathrooms were nasty.
Not me. The women's were clean.
Maybe just some dirty dudes.
I mean, there were some questionable people.
But I thought the public bathrooms. I just took a walk to my room for 90% of the time. We talked about the curfew for kids not being enforced. Main dining room food, I think, was a huge miss. The and that's something that everyone raves about, right? I mean.
And everybody raves about the staff there. It was terrible.
Staff was
okay. Here I come with the I'm gonna keep it 100 because at the end of the day, this is unpolished. You want the real truth? I'm gonna tell it to you. My son was uncomfortable. We literally ate there twice. The food was terrible. The service was terrible. We're lucky we got a drink.
Yeah.
No one called us by name like everybody says happens.
Yeah.
We were at a horrible table. Like it was.
And then they wouldn't make an accommodation for us when we needed to change our table.
So kick rocks. That's what I feel about that. Get it together.
Main dining room was horrible.
Yeah, it was terrible. The food is terrible. Anybody that thinks that food is good, no offense, but I don't know what y'all are eating because it was horrible to the point where we paid extra to go to specialty dining, so we didn't have to sit in there.
Multiple nights for that. Yeah. So, the drink packages. I'm not sure if the drink packages are worth it.
No. No.
I mean. Not even just buying sodas and things like that. I mean,
and we're not cheap people. Like I will preface that we don't drink enough. First of all, we'll pay for quality. Yeah. That is what we will pay for.
Pay for quality. Pay for less headache.
Serenity.
Yeah. We'll pay for our peace.
Sanity. Facts. We pay for peace.
Big facts.
But I'm very confused by the drink package. We had a lot of people tell us, "Don't go on Royal because Royal." Charges you for everything. Listen, if Royal is treating me right and I'm getting good food and good drinks, I will pay for it. I don't care. But I am not. Like the drink package, you have a 15 drink minimum. So you can only drink, like, first of all, people are saying you can only drink 15. I don't know that I could drink 15 drinks, period.
I mean, well, the thing is, they weren't putting no alcohol in them things.
So maybe you can.
15.
Maybe you can. But, like, I just don't, we don't drink soda all that often. I'm a Diet Coke junkie, guilty. They don't have Diet Coke on the ship.
It's a Pepsi ship.
Pepsi. Yuck. Products. Like I'm not drinking it. Yeah. So we literally had soda 3 times on the ship
I think I had 3
in 9 days. We kept the drinks very consistent when we were ordering them. We brought 2 bottles of wine on the cruise. You are allowed to bring 2 bottles of wine.
1 bottle of wine per person.
1 bottle per person. So, sorry. Yeah. But the drink package, I don't think it's worth it. It would have cost us an extra $900 a piece to do the drink package, and we wouldn't have even used it. So I just don't find value in that.
Yeah. Next, the fitness area, and this is probably the biggest. I mean, outside of the people being crazy, this is probably the biggest miss for me. I mean, I could deal with some questionable food at times because I can just find something I like and order it every single day. But fitness area was so small. I mean. And yes, guilty, going on vacation, still hitting the gym. I mean, well, I don't know what you want me to do about that, but...
You're looking at the wrong person. I check out the gym the first thing when I check into a hotel.
I put it like this. The gym opened at 6:30 in the morning. As soon as I got there at 6:30, there when it opened, every treadmill packed. Someone's on the treadmill. I mean,
kids.
Then I came back going through multiple times. People were working out and stuff, but like little kids that probably shouldn't have even been there in the fitness area, hanging on equipment, not even working out, but just taking up space. You know what I mean? Like, for boredom's sake or whatever. But it was just, but overall, I mean, for the 4,000 some odd, people that are on the passengers that are on the ship itself, to have a fitness area that's that small is a travesty.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, what, you're gonna have seven treadmills for 4,000 people? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it was terrible. They do have an outdoor little area for fitness, but even
Yeah,
that was
even
packed
that was
because
packed.
people that couldn't get into the real gym were going over there.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well walk the track, but once 10 o'clock hits,
yeah,
there's
I
no
walked
walking
the track very early, and it was peaceful. Like, I will say, if I could walk a track like that every morning, I would, because there was something so peaceful about it,
Yeah,
and it
the
was
water
nice.
crash and stuff.
People like say hello to you while you're walking. There is a basketball court. They did that a couple times, but that even gets packed.
Yeah.
Like, you can't even. This ship is not large enough for the amount of people that are on it.
Yeah.
So if they're going to continue to sail this ship, they need to lower the capacity of passengers.
I definitely agree there. Yeah, so I mean, I think the fitness area would benefit from some unsupervised hours. Whereas, like, if it was 24/7, I think that would be really beneficial.
And if you're not working out, please don't go there. Like, there are people that take fitness very seriously, like us, that we work out.
Don't choose vacation to start working out now.
Wait till New Year's and go to your own gym.
But then lastly, I think just overall the elevators in general. I think the elevators, the way they worked, I think the concept is great, but I think that they just weren't moving quick enough, or people were pressing wrong buttons, and I think it just took forever to get it. At least it seemed like forever. We were. I mean, there's multiple times where we just said, bump it. We're gonna just take the stairs.
And it was good because we got our steps in.
Got our steps in, but I think there should be something could be done about the elevators. I don't know what, but elevators were definitely a con. Waiting forever for the elevators. And we already talked about the people. Elevator etiquette is a thing. So
yeah, and I also think, like, learn the ship. Like, before you go, learn the ship, because it took us probably till the very end to really know it. I would say
I think I was okay by day 3.
We were
day 2, day 3. That
was questionable. I think the location of our room, I would choose it again. Like, we were on the first floor. Everybody was like, "Good luck with that." It was we didn't hear noise. It was quiet. It was cool. There was no, like, I feel like all of the nonsense,
we were away from all the nonsense
was happening on 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. That's where all the nonsense was happening. We didn't experience that. So if you have the chance, make sure you can choose your room, and book 1, 2, 3. And you're close to everything. Like, you can go up and down if you need to.
Yeah, definitely. So overall, I mean, those are our pros and our cons. I do have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Just to see where we're at, right? So overall, would you go on the Carnival Venezia again?
I might not have a choice because my son loved it. He already said, "When are we going back?" It might become our tradition, family vacation. Would I go on it again? Yes. I feel like, is that the next vacation I'm taking? No. Would it be my first choice? No. And I'm being very honest. I really want to go on Royal.
Yeah.
I think Royal and Virgin are my next cruises. I really want something to compare it to, and we are going to try to do Utopia or Icon of the Seas.
Yeah.
And then we're going to try Virgin. Virgin is adults only. Would I go on Carnival again?
That's my next question.
I'm not.
Oh, you wouldn't try another one?
No.
Would I go on another Carnival ship again?
I just don't think it's for me. I think
I probably wouldn't do it.
The other thing, people like so I feel like I'm kind of like hypocritical because we just talked about working out and we were working on vacation, but I love sweets and everybody hyped up. Carnival has the best desserts. They were terrible. What? Like, no.
I just didn't see the options that I saw.
I just feel like we watch these Royal Caribbean ships and they have
everything.
Johnny Rockets. They have
options.
Like, all the Starbucks.
They got options.
Like, I need to go on a Royal ship, so we are looking into booking Utopia or Icon for 2025.
Coke products.
Stay tuned. They have Diet Coke. Thank you, Jesus. But I would go on the Venezia again for one reason: the people, the staff, not
Yeah.
the people, not the passengers.
The staff of Carnival Venezia was.
But we will not go on a cruise on Venezia that is less than 9 days. We talked about doing next August on the Venezia, but it goes to Turks.
Yeah.
Cayman, different destinations. So yeah, like my son made a friend that was from New Jersey. They go on the Venezia every year. That might be us, and that's fine. Like as a mom, if that's what he wants to do, that's what we'll do. But it would not be my first choice.
I think knowing what to expect this time too might make it a little bit better.
Yeah. I would stay in the same room again. I would stay on the same floor.
Yeah.
Now we know what we're in for, and so I feel like that's a little better.
Do you think that this ship was a good representation of what a cruise overall entails?
I certainly hope not.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I think there's better cruises out there.
I think there's better cruises, but the reason why we wanted to do this video is that I wish that we had this before we went, because we watched so many people. And
but do you think if you heard something like us going through each one of the pros and cons like this, that you wouldn't go on Venezia?
No, so I wouldn't cancel my trip. Like if you have this cruise booked or you are booking it, book it. Like you're gonna be okay. I'm gonna do a separate video of like my tips and tricks and what to bring, because I feel like I watched all these videos about what to bring and it was not accurate.
I think overall, would I go on the ship again? Yes, I would go on the ship again. Now I know what to expect, so I'm not going to go in there with, I guess maybe my expectations were a little bit too high, based upon what I was seeing, where I was like, there's no way some of these people are telling it like it is, and I wanted to see for myself as well. So, but would I go back on it? I would go back on it. 9 days for sure. 9 days for sure. Maybe different destination.
Yeah.
And I make sure I'll pack a 24-pack of Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, and my 2 bottles of wine.
Secret for all of you that like Coke products. Freeport. They had Coke products.
every stop that we made, I thought we had.
That was the
Coke
only
products.
one that I saw it on, but I totally forgot and got sidetracked and forgot to take the cans on the ship back on the ship.
Yeah.
I did. Oh, we forgot one thing. Room service. It was good.
Oh, we did forget the room service.
Good.
Yeah, the room service.
So if all else
fails,
fails,
I got chicken wings from room service. It was decent.
Call room service if it fails. It is extra, but it's not a lot. It's like $5 or $6.
Chicken tenders were decent.
They were alright.
Yeah.
Not my favorite, but they were alright.
What do you rate the ship? Scale of 1 to 10.
But on what? Because it's a gorgeous ship. So if I were rating it on aesthetics,
overall, no, just overall, what do you give?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Give it a 7. Okay, so we're slaying this. Slay or stay away. If you're giving it a 7, it's a slay.
So I guess for slaying,
we're slaying it. All right, I'm giving this.
We had a great time. So here's the moral of the story. Off ship, it's a family trip.
I guess I would give
we
it a 7
made memories.
7.
We had laughs. We were with our friends. We had a time. My son had a time. And at the end of the day, fun is what you make it. So I'm slaying.
I'll give it a 6.
Ooh, so you're staying away.
No, I'm still slaying because it's over 5. Like it's just indifferent. Like I'm indifferent. Like would I go on it again? Yeah. But would I be excited to go on it again? Yeah, I guess I would. I'm going on vacation and it's a cruise. So
you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Don't be a jerk. Like that's GlamSlay's tip. Don't be a jerk when you're on vacation.
6 out of 10. Because look, so slay or stay away. If 1, 2, 3. I'm stay away.
We're
Beware.
staying away.
4, 5, 6 is like the middle ground, and 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Is we're all in on that.
All right.
So
we will slay.
I'm like 6.57. Yeah.
We're gonna slay, and I think we're gonna slay because of the staff. I really do. And
Mark Q for sure.
We love you, Mark Q.
Love Mark Q.
We're hoping that if we go on the ship again, you'll be our cruise director.
For sure. And last question, is there anything that Carnival could have done to improve is there anything that Carnival could have done differently that would have improved your experience?
I think the people that weren't nice, like Camp Carnival, terrible. We didn't talk about that. But as a mom, I was not a fan, and there were several parents complaining about Camp Carnival. I don't think it's
let the kids play video games all day.
Just let the kids do what they want.
Let them play video games. Like, honestly,
they don't age it properly.
That was crazy.
So, like, my son's 10, but he's like 15. Really, like emotionally, from an emotional intelligence, like he is not a baby. I don't think they break out, and they're rude as hell. Like, the people at the camp, there was one girl, and I wish I got her name, that was nice, but there were several parents complaining about the staff. I don't think it's managed properly.
Yo, didn't the one guy say that she called him a liar.
Mad.
She called him a liar. That's
and
crazy.
If that was me, we all know that I would have turned up. So luckily it wasn't me.
We would have probably.
But Logan didn't want to go back, and so I said, "You don't have to go back. Like, we're on vacation. This was supposed to be fun. If he doesn't like it, I'm not going to force him to go."
Yeah.
But Camp Carnival do better. I do think that what Carnival can do, from my perspective, take the feedback that you're hearing, take the reviews, take the feedback, and do something about it. I think that's what I'm looking forward to most, that if we do go back on this ship, I want to see if they've taken action. Don't let these people on this cruise. Like, we saw people getting escorted by Miami-Dade police off the ship, which I will give Carnival props.
Nobody knew that.
Nobody knew what was happening. We had a medical emergency on our ship, and we had people escorted off. Carnival did not skip a beat. They were
from that aspect of things, they were on
so
point.
Tasteful.
Yeah.
We saw it because we got off the ship first. So don't let these people on the cruise. Either make it more expensive, and I'm sorry for saying that. Make it so that folks can't come on to cause a problem. I feel like that's like, do something. Take the feedback and do something with it.
Yeah.
If you want to compete with these other ships, because Royal is giving Carnival a run for its money.
Oh yeah, for sure. Virgin's not far behind either. So
yeah.
But yeah.
So you heard it here first. 2025, y'all. You will see KirkSlay go to Vegas because, well, that's already booked.
Yeah.
More to come there, because that will be a fun adventure. And we will do 1 or 2 cruises, because we're going to either do Utopia or Icon. Put it down below. Where do you want to see us go?
Yeah.
Do you want to see us do a Virgin cruise, or do you want to see us do Royal, Utopia, or Icon? Tell us.
Well, Royal is Utopia or Icon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
But Virgin is all adults, and we have to go to Miami for that.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's our review for Carnival Venezia Debunked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let us know your thoughts. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment. The likes really help us and help the algorithm, and let other viewers like yourselves see this video and hear what we have to say about the ship and about travel. And also we have other videos that for our podcast, Unpolished, as told by KirkSlay. I'm Kirk. This is GlamSlay, and yeah, check us out.
And if you see our friends on the Carnival Venezia, Earl, Randall, and Mark Hugh, tell them we said hello.
Yes, sir.
And we missed them. And until next time, peace and love, y'all.
Peace and love, y'all.